Good morning. It's March 19th, 2008. This is the first entry of what I will be calling the Mulatto Diaries. I hope that it looks better than what I'm looking at right now because it's totally out of sync and making me feel weird, so I don't even want to look at this. But anyway, I just watched Obama's speech about race yesterday. He finally has touched on the horrible subject of race. And I'm really not a big Obama fan, but I am quite impressed with what he had to say. Not that anyone cares or that that matters, but so what do I have to say about that? He talked about being biracial for the first time, I think. I think he tries to skim over that a lot so as not to have to choose sides. And I just think there's a lot of things that we need to talk about here. Specifically, what I think that everyone needed to hear, and I hope that there's some elaboration on a great scale, is the effect of racism on the economic status of African Americans, and that if your grandfather didn't get a GI Bill to buy a house because he was black, or he got the bill and was not allowed to buy, someone would not sell to him, that affects the legacy, the financial legacy of a family. And it's very easy to look at the African American community and say that there's a lack of motivation to do well. But I think it's almost like a depression. It's like you're not allowed to buy a house, you're not good enough to live here. And whatever feelings that generates are passed down. So, I don't know. The legacy is one of, it's not going to happen. Don't expect much. You can't have anything. And it's hard to believe in change. Obama, change. How are you going to change anything, Obama? That's the other thing I've been waiting for you to say. Other than, talking about your white grandmother and your white grandfather, and perhaps putting the idea in people's minds that despite what you look like, where you came from might not be so different from where they did, and people you relate to and love don't look any different, and part of them is me. Actually, these Mulatto Diaries are leading up to this fabulous and humongous documentary that I'm planning to make called Part of Me is Them. Anyway, that's what it's called right now. And maybe that name will change. Who can say? But I'm really excited to be doing this, and essentially what I want to do is expound on all the little points in this speech that I thought were great and worth making. And I want to discuss this history of ours that we seem to want to ignore and pretend that everything's fine, and this is a generation of unity, and there's so much division everywhere, and I think there's nothing more dangerous than to pretend that this is unity. And what I have realized now that I'm sort of trying to claim my mixed heritage instead of just saying, oh, I'm black. My dad might be white, but that has clearly no effect on me. Anyway, I forgot what I was saying because that's kind of silly. I don't know. Oh! Unifying. people like me, mulatto, biracial, mixed, whatever you want to call it, but I'm speaking specifically African American and Caucasian American, actually. It's what I want to focus on is this country, the history of this country. Anyway, the fact that I exist means it's like I and Obama and Halle Berry and Derek Jeter and Lenny Kravitz and Jennifer Beals and many other people that I'm just not naming right now. Simply by the nature of our being, our unifiers, we're proof of, I mean, if you read history books and you look at just the images that are still portrayed in the media today, you'd think that we couldn't exist, and we don't talk about it, and we say that we're black so that it's like it doesn't exist. And I don't want to do that anymore because I don't know, I just think it's a missing link, and I'm sorry that I'm quite articulate, but not on this subject because I don't think it's something that I'm supposed to talk about, or I'm not used to having a conversation about this. I don't think there's room for it. I'm terribly afraid of offending people. I'm afraid of offending black people, and I'm afraid of getting a reaction from white people as that part of me is not you, so, bye. I don't know. Anyway, this is long enough for the first entry, and I'm so excited that I have finally even just done this, and, been able to stand seeing my face on my computer screen, and, stop looking away so much and talk about this and not feel too stupid. Actually, I think I did all right. So stay tuned. I'm gonna be doing a lot more of this stuff, and my intention is to interview biracial people and just open discussions and open discussions and open discussions and change things and be a unifier. So that's it for now.